of both sides,
Yeah, man. Yeah,
whatever.
you got to do work. You got to look into things. Yeah.
But it was either that or voting third party.
All right. So why did you vote for Trump to begin with?
Huh? I don't know. All the country folks like him.
But why did you like him enough to vote for him? And guys, we're looking for opposition. If you voted for Trump, hit the request button at the bottom.
I don't know. Something about him. He patriotic for real. He took a bullet. That was kind of
How does
badass.
well? How does that make someone patriotic? You're acting like he knew it was coming and purposely took it,
Hmm. I don't
right?
know the army and shit. He supports that. Doesn't defund him.
Well, neither did Biden or anybody else.
Meyer. It was staged.
Well, that's a different topic. Whether it was staged or
Hmm.
not is a different story. However, though, if that were to be true, then that should be a strong reason to not vote for him.
Oh yeah. But I don't. The guy killed. I mean, unalived multiple people in the crowd. Sadly, unfortunately.
Right. Well, I
Uh,
think it may have been just one person, but regardless, though, I'm trying to get a good idea of why you voted for him. And so it sounds like you may not have a good idea of why you even voted for him.
I don't know. I just vote randomly, basically. Like I voted for Biden and
Well,
then switched
then,
to Trump
so what's with your name, Big MAGA?
because I gotta keep that countryside in me.
I
I'm
don't
out
know.
here in big North Carolina.
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, I'm not really sure what to say to all this. Okay.
But you have a good day, man. I catch you.
All right. We are looking for ops. Buzzy, I see ya. If I when I get another opposition, you can come on up. I'll just if you want to hang out in the meantime. That was odd. Yeah, just flipping a coin to see who you vote for. That sounds like a good thing. Anyways, oh wait, let me change the input thing. All right. I should sound better right now. My voice probably sounds better. Hopefully better. All right, whatever. Um, all right, make sure you guys all. Yeah, I just changed it. The input was put in was this, but it should have been this. In fact, let me move this higher. There we go, even closer to my mouth. Yeah, I saw that, Justin. Sound much better. Good. No, I don't think leaving democracy in the hands of chance is good. No, I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, of course. Keep tapping and sharing, though, guys. Again, make sure you send in your heart me if you can. I am currently streaming on the tube. If you can please, please, please give me a sub over there, that would be great. It is Dougielifts. The link is also in my bio. If you have a second device, it'd be great if you can even watch me over there on that second device. And anyone that disagrees with background, you're conservative, Republican, voted for Trump, etc. There is a guest request button at the bottom. It looks like that pink and blue person that you may see there on the screen. All right, guys. Well, I hate for this next one here, but bear with me on this one. Well, it's not for Buzzy. Well, hey, Buzzy. And hello, the one and
Hi,
only. Hello,
Douglas.
Eric.
How's it going, Doug? How did you like Bad Bunny?
It was fine. It was fine, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really understand a word he said, but it was good.
At least you're honest.
And I
Well,
thought
I
it was
mean, if you don't
great.
speak
I
Spanish,
agree.
nobody would. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna
No, I thought it was
pretend it
great.
was. I'm not gonna pretend I loved it just for the sake of saying it. Like it was fine. It
I
was
thought it
whatever.
was great, but I did understand what he was saying.
It just shouldn't be like the whole thing is like I just don't think it should be political, right? So I'm not gonna give my answer based on politics. It was whatever. It was
Well,
fun.
do you think it was political?
No,
by
not
having a
not in the least bit.
controversial artist that said he wouldn't perform in America because he didn't want
It's
his
not
fans to be deported?
controversial. It shouldn't be
That's not what he
controversial.
said.
That my
No, he
whole
did say
point
that.
is that it shouldn't have
not-
been controversial.
that's
It
not what he
shouldn't have
said.
been political.
Well, like I saw a thing that showed 35 of the last, NFL shows, and we've had a wide range of artists. We have, but I think this is the first time we've had an artist that just spoke in Spanish the whole time.
Okay, I
He is one of the
there's-
number
I-
one streamed musicians in the world.
Right, I think
So
there's
do you
probably
know who
bigger
said
things.
that? Do you
I
know
think there's bigger
who
things
had
to worry
control
about.
over choosing who was going to perform at the NFL this year?
Personally, I don't care who chose. I can tell you he's one of the most streamed artists in the world. I think he's number 2 under Taylor Swift.
I thought
Taylor
he's number
Swift would
1.
never do the Super
number
Bowl,
1?
according to her. So I don't
I
personally
think-
So it
care
doesn't
because
matter
the-
if that person's in the EP files?
I don't think that's what she was saying. I think
Well,
given
she
the
didn't-
fact
she
that
didn't
he's
care
number
who
one,
set it up
I think
because
given
Bad
the
Bunny's
fact that
this
he's number
type of
one,
artist.
people like him. I think that's all that matters, man. I think.
Oh,
it's
is
not
he
worth
number
worrying
1?
about.
Did he top Taylor?
I believe he is, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know why people on the right care so much. Like, who gives a shit?
Well, a lot of the
Right,
left has their whole live. What did you think about Bad Bunny? So I was just curious what you thought.
They're
Doug.
welcome to. That's fine.
Yeah, it's been a big topic. I mean, I watched people's grandmothers saying, "What the hell is this shit?" It's been pretty.
I thought it was a
comical.
good performance. Again, I didn't understand what he said. I thought it was cool to see. I think the whole setup of it was pretty cool. But like, I'm not gonna say it was my favorite thing ever. I just don't particularly care either way. But it was fine.
Personally, I understood what he was saying. He was also my most streamed artist on Spotify not on Spotify, on Apple Music last year, because I run to his music, and I did understand what he was saying. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. And to get up here and say that it was divisive or political, everything that he was saying was talking about how he quite literally named all the countries in the North American continent and the South American continent, and said that together we all make America.
Yeah, no, I
So
thought that's
there's
good.
that.
What about when the
Yeah.
song he talked about all his girlfriends?
That would be Titi Me Pregunto. And he wasn't talking about all of his girlfriends specifically. He was saying that
All the girls that wanted
the
him?
whole song is quite literally him saying his auntie asked him when is he going to settle down, and him saying that he's not ready to. And in response to that, he said he's going to the club instead. So,
And he was talking about like 10
and
different
also for
women
you
that
to
he
say
was
that you
sleeping with.
didn't
All right,
understand it,
I
but
really
you know
don't
what
want to talk
what the
about him
lyrics
this
are,
entire
that's crazy.
conversation. I don't think this is.
That's
I
cool.
don't think. I don't think
what do
it
you want
warrants
to
an
talk about,
entire
Doug?
conversation. I just don't think it warrants an entire conversation talking about who
No,
played
I
in the Super
understand.
Bowl.
I just asked you what you wanted to talk about. I didn't disagree with you for you to say that again.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I don't know. Why did you come up? Is
And
that why
also,
you came
Puerto
up?
Rico is an American territory.
No, not at all. There's plenty of things. Trump rock and rolls, bro. What about the Olympic snowboarder from Canada that was number 1 on the FBI's most wanted for trafficking 60 tons of white girl into the United States every month, and he had a couple unalivers under his belt too. And the FBI just snatched him up in Mexico.
What do you want me to say to that?
Well, you
Is
don't
that
think
supposed to be
that's good that we got
Is that a
some-
controversial thing?
Well, I think it should be good. If we've caught 6 of the top 10 most
Then why
wanted
are
in the
you bringing it
FBI.
up as a point of contention?
I'm bringing it up as a fact that something happened under Trump's administration,
Okay.
and you can either say it's a good thing or you could try to deny it's a good thing.
I don't know that either of us said that. I didn't say it. I didn't hear Dougie say it. Douglas, did your biceps have a sidebar conversation? I wasn't
So
present
if
for.
someone is trafficking
Yeah, so I don't
substances and they are arrested, cool.
And like I said, 5 other of the top FBI most wanted. So pretty much they caught 6 in a year. And I think that's more than Biden's administration caught in 4 years.
Okay. Is that the sign of the
I
good
don't
FBI?
know.
I think given that they're not
don't know
releasing
about
the
those
biggest
numbers.
P3 videos in history, I think that kind of offsets people trafficking substances. I think people
Correct.
I think people doing things with kids is worse than trafficking substances.
Almost
Also,
By a
definitely.
Trump
But the
factor of
Trump
himself is an
like
supporters have been
a
assailant.
on this.
lot.
Bro, do you know that the Trump supporters
Also,
have been
Trump
on this
himself is an assailant.
ever
I
since
personally
Q?
think
Why
everything
was
his hands
Q
touch is
said it was
crazy.
a conspiracy theorist when everything we said in this shit is coming out true now?
Oh my gosh.
Huh, Doug?
Nobody said anything that you
So
said
you
was
guys are
true,
worried
and
about
Nobody
also
kids, but
said
Trump
the
is a
Trump
anything's a
supporters
rapist.
have been worried
conspiracy.
about kids from the whole time, bro.
Okay, so
Trump
you
is
should
clearly not
condemn
worried
what this
about kids from all
administration
he's
is
talked
doing
about.
then.
This is ridiculous.
What
So
are
you
they
should
doing?
not releasing it when it should be?
How many files came out? Doug, I got a picture right here that says in 2009, it was from the e-files. I could bring it up in the box. That Donald Trump called the police on Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell and said Ghislaine was the animal and worse than Epstein. And it's in the e-files in 2009 that he actually called the police and reported them.
This is misinformation. That's crazy.
I'm bringing it up right now.
All right, pull
You
it
can
up.
fact check me.
He also lied and
have
said that he
fact-checked
kicked
you.
him out of his club. That wasn't true, which we found out via
Oh,
the
really?
e-files. Oh, really? That was not true.
Girl
Very
that was unalived not too long. What was her name?
And also, why are you
Virginia
pronouncing her name
Giuffre.
And did you
like
call her
that?
Ghislaine?
No, I
He
said
did. That's why I
Virginia.
asked, why is he
No.
pronouncing her name like that? I
Yeah,
think he's
I
doing it on
don't
purpose.
know. I don't know.
It's got to be doing it on purpose.
Did I say
Again,
Virginia?
No, we're talking about like a minute ago when you said Ghislaine. That's not how her name is pronounced.
Well, because I said. Well,
Unless you were
whatever.
trying
I'm
to do,
pronouncing-
unless you were
type out
trying to do a play on
phonetically how he's
words.
pronouncing this.
No, I might not have said it right. I don't give a fuck about saying that bitch's name right. You think she deserves credit on saying her fucking name right?
I just think you didn't know how to pronounce
No,
it.
what I'm
Okay,
saying
so
is,
don't
are you
defend the
saying
bitch
that
if I say her name
intentionally?
wrong, okay?
No, I'm saying, are you saying
Now
that
read that
intentionally?
real
Because
quick.
the way
Bring me
that
in the
you're
big
saying
box,
it
Doug,
sounds
so you
very
can read that
inappropriate.
Trump snitched on them if you really want to know, because this is in the e-files and it has the number up there, docket number and everything, okay?
Cool. Let's pull it up. Even if this were true, does this defend and does this counteract anything that they're currently doing now, and
Also,
them
it's
still
not
trying to
true.
cover it up?
It's like not true. It's fake. No real.
Yeah, not in your
Matter of
world.
fact,
So where does it
comment
say that he
section,
called
does
him? Because
somebody-
Epstein was already arrested at that point, and where does it
Correct.
show that
It's
Trump
not
is the one
true.
that? Ooh, that didn't look good. Where does it show that Trump was the one that called them initially to initiate that arrest? Like, he was already arrested at that point. Of course he would talk to them.
He was in prison. Correct.
Right, so like that's not like a noble thing. Is he talking?
I don't know.
Hey man, you're on mute. Like,
He got a sweetheart deal in 2009. He just was doing the court cases. Okay.
Okay, but where does it
So-
show that Trump initiated this arrest by calling them?
He didn't.
It doesn't say that in the first paragraph.
That he
No.
initiated the arrest? Here, new...
I never said he initiated
says-
arrest. I
okay,
said
so
he
what you're-
called the police on Epstein.
I will read
snitched
it
on
out
them.
loud for the class.
Go for
you
it.
can
Read
read
it
it.
out
It's a
Neil
little
loud.
too small,
Epstein
but you
was
can read it.
disgusting.
Try not to say his
Trump
name, guys. Try
said
not to say his
Maxwell
name.
was
Just
Epstein's
say E.
operative. She is evil, and to focus on her. Trump told whoever that is that's been redacted that he was around Epstein once when teenagers
Fuzzy,
were
try not to say
present.
his name.
And
Just say E
Oh,
if you
sorry.
can, please, yeah.
okay, once when the teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein, EP when they So no, he did not tell on him. There was no snitching. He was being questioned because of his connection to said guy. And then instead of admitting that said guy committed said crime, he
No,
said
you're wrong.
that
You didn't read the whole
that
thing. You're not
woman-
being honest. You're
She
being
just read it.
disingenuous.
She just read
I
it.
just read it.
Oh, that was the whole thing, huh?
I
She's
just
lit-
read you what it said. You told me I lied and I read
I
what
don't
you
see
put
what
on
she
the
was
screen.
wrong about when she literally just read it.
So it says he called the cops on Epstein, and what did he say about
No, it
what's her
doesn't
face
say
that
that.
you wanted me to say her
It
name
didn't say
correct?
that. It didn't say that.
It
You were
doesn't say
trying to
that.
make it seem
Put
like
it back on
he
the screen.
that he initiated the arrest of EP. He was already arrested
Well,
at that point.
whose administration was he arrested under when he got arrested this last time?
I don't give a shit about that. You're acting like I'm trying to
You
defend
really
all of
think
them.
he would have been arrested
I
under
care.
Obama's
I care, and
administration,
you don't
Doug?
seemingly care about this current administration still trying to cover it up. You are making excuses for
Doug,
it.
Virginia Giuffre said she was so happy that Trump won. He had nothing to do with any of the victims that she knew of.
Why are you making excuses for him covering it up currently?
I'm not making excuses,
Well,
but
you
I do
haven't
know
called
why
him
he
out
did
for
it.
it.
I do know why he did it.
Why he's covering it up currently,
And
why he
when I tell people this, they laugh because they have no clue. But you know how powerful it is to have dirt on people that are motherfucking that did shit the way they do. Do you know what blackmail is, right, Doug?
So you're encouraging the president to engage
Well,
in
you know,
blackmail.
no,
So then he
I
should
didn't even
release
get to
him.
finish. I didn't even get to. Let me finish real quick. So you know what blackmail is? That's what Jeffrey Epstein did to everybody, right?
Just try not to say his last name, but yes.
My bad, but you know what white male is?
I'm not familiar with white males.
Well, you could Google search it. And white male is when you have damning information on somebody and they know that they could get fucked and go to prison, and you get to get your way with a lot of different things.
That's just
So
blackmail.
if they go to prison and they get in trouble before you get to get a lot of things happen in the right direction because they know they're already fucked.
So you're defending him covering it up because you just named what blackmail
Because
was.
he is white mailing the corrupt government, most definitely.
The way that you're trying to mental gymnastics yourself into justifying this is wild.
Mental gymnastics is
you
called common
know
knowledge,
just as
and
much
you
as
do
anybody
a little
else. If
homework.
Biden was doing this, you would say that he is the worst person ever. You know you would be saying that. But you're okay
Well,
with Trump
Biden
trying to
wouldn't
cover it up.
release the files the whole 4 years, and the Republican Party was trying to get it
Wait.
released. But
So
their
if he didn't
excuse
release
was,
it,
what's
you
her
should
face
give him
went
the
to
same.
court.
You should give him the same benefit that you're giving Trump. You should say that Biden was doing a good thing because he was engaging in white mail.
What do you mean? What
Well,
was
you
Biden
can't
getting
have it
done?
both ways. You can't say it's a
What
good
was-
thing if
what
Trump
was
is not
Biden
releasing
getting
it, but
done?
it's a bad thing if Biden.
Bro, Biden is part of the group that
Is
is friends
Biden
with
in there?
Clinton.
Is Biden
They
in
are
the
friends with
e-files?
Clinton. Doug, that's not the point.
Your guy's in the
You
e-files.
know a woman named
over
Allie
1,000
Carter
times.
that was in the files that she accused Joanne Obama? And she's in the files that just got leaked? Allie Carter. Look her up.
Cool.
So you don't even know
You're
any
defending
names
a
of the
guy.
victims.
You're defending
You
a
don't
guy
even
that's in
know
the
any of
e-files
the
over
names of the
1,000 times.
victims, but you
It
want to
doesn't
defend
matter.
the
You are
victims.
defending the guy that's in there over 1,000 times.
Allie Carter said Trump is the only
Why are you
president that would be
defending?
exposing this.
Why are you defending a child P3DO?
Why is Allie Carter defending him?
I don't give a shit. Why are you defending a child P3DO?
So now you're not listening to somebody that was trafficked through Epstein's Island and Obama?
Please
Now you don't believe
Please
it?
don't say his name.
So
I'm
now you don't
wondering
believe
why
a victim?
I think it's disgusting that you're defending a P3DO. I think it speaks a
I
lot
think it's
about
disgusting you're not taking a victim's word for it. As much as you want to say Trump is, she said he's not.
Cool.
And if she was trafficked to who?
What
and
about
who and
what
who,
about the others that named him? What
I
about
believe her.
what about Katie
What?
What about Katie Johnson that named him?
Very few people have said anything.
Cool. Perfect. So you believe one singular person that said otherwise, but not the few others that said the opposite. That's very convenient.
No, there's more people that said. I mean,
Right.
what's
Name other-
very
name-
interesting is I listen to both sides. The other part,
You don't.
the
You
interesting
don't.
thing is you don't.
You're
you guys
still
didn't
you're
even know who Allie
defending
Carter
you're
was.
defending a guy that is covering up a P3DO ring, one of the biggest ones in history.
I
Probably
mean,
the
dude, you
biggest
guys
one in
got
history.
something to jump onto every week. Okay, you're defending this. You're defending this. You're
Well,
defending
you are.
this. I mean,
You are. Your loyalty towards
well,
Trump is
anything
so
that Joe
strong
Biden
that
did,
you're
you guys
defending him
defended.
being a
Joe
P3DO.
Biden was at a podium and was asked probably 3 questions and walked off in the middle of the 3rd question. You know, Trump sits there every
You're
day
defending
with
a child
full of
P3DO.
people.
Stop deflecting. You're defending a
You're
child
hilarious. If
P3DO.
that's the only thing you got, that ain't a convo, bro.
The
Because
only
he's
thing
not.
I got is that
And
you're
if he
defending a
was,
child P3DO.
why didn't they throw that up instead of putting him in 3 little bullshit court cases they didn't get anywhere on? If he was a
Guys, we're looking
If he
for
was a
opposition. New guest
three-pedio,
at
why didn't
25,000
they
likes.
put him in prison for that instead of 3 weak-ass court cases that got him nowhere?
Because I don't think you understand how
Because
the
you're
law
full
works.
of shit.
You don't understand how the law works. You can't
I
just
don't
put somebody.
understand how
So
the
you-
law works. Have you
you
been
don't.
arrested, Doug?
Are you bragging about being arrested?
I'm bragging about knowing how the law works, dumb fuck.
How could they have arrested him for this? Tell me how.
Hey, Doug.
Tell me. Answer
I
the
thought
question,
you knew how the law
fuckface.
works. You just stop
Hey,
what you're saying real
fuckface.
quick.
Hey, fuckface. How could they have arrested him for this? Answer the question. How could they have arrested him for this? When they couldn't even release it until what, September or October? Tell me how that could have happened, please. Go ahead and unmute. Tell me how you can do that. Guys, we're going to get to a new guest at 25,000 likes. We are looking for opposition, though. Anyone that voted for Trump? You're trying to deflect as much as possible to still defend him, which is fucking wild to me. Again, best case scenario, he's defending. Or he's trying to cover up the biggest P3DOs in history. That is best case scenario, and you're still okay with that. You got a violation. The one and only's live content contains themes that some may find uncomfortable. I'll see ya. Alright, I guess we got out of that conversation early.
Biceps, that was a wild ride. You handled that so well. Look at you, so composed.
Until I
I'm
called
just
them an
gonna
F-face
unmute
afterwards.
so I can recharge myself, but you did so good.
Caden, again, you are also defending a P3DO, which speaks volumes about you. Yes, I was saying the same thing because he wasn't answering my question because he was trying to deflect because he knows that he can't defend it. So he was trying to say, what about Biden? What about this person? What about that person? Keep tapping and sharing, guys. Make sure you send in your heart mail. Let's try to reach the chili goal, guys. It's 200 for the chili goal. If you guys can help hit that, that'd be great. I am streaming on the tube. Make sure you guys all sub to me over there, okay? Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man. How old are you?
22.
Cool. What's up?
MAGA, you're all just a bunch of incels?
Yeah. Did you vote for Trump?
Yep.
Okay. How do you think he's doing so far?
Pretty good.
Okay. How's that?
Gas is going down. Gas is going down.
Okay.
From
From when?
Biden.
Cool. So are you saying Trump lowered gas prices?
It went down under him.
Can you say Trump? Did you say Trump lowered gas prices?
It went down under him.
Did you say Trump lowered gas prices? Yes or no? Yes
Are
or
you
no?
hard of hearing?
Yes or no?
You hard of hearing?
Did Trump lower gas prices? Yes or no?
Did your boyfriend
Did
needs to
Trump
understand
lower
what's
gas
going on.
prices? Yes or no? The fact that you're not answering it and then you're trying to throw an ad hominem means we already know the answer to it. Answer the
I told
question,
you what
yes
I
or no.
said, and you're asking me something I didn't say.
Did
So
he lower them? Yes or no?
Yes.
Great. How did he lower them?
By getting rid of fucking... What's his
And
name?
please stop eating. Please stop eating and answer the question. How did he
Don't
lower
tell me
them?
what to do, bitch. Don't tell me what to do.
Well, then I will just kick you.
He lowered them by sanctioning Iran.
Please stop eating. If you continue to eat,
I'm
I
not
will
eating.
disconnect you.
Okay, I'm not eating anymore. You lowered.
It's not that difficult to answer a question. I don't know why you guys struggle so much to answer basic questions. All right. Guys, if you voted for Trump, please, please, please hit the guest request button. And make sure you guys send in the heart me if you can. Okay. Shuddy Uppy, if you want to come on up, you're welcome to come on up. I'm sorry that I annoy you, but just come up. No, they don't want to answer questions because they just want to assign stats to somebody like it's some sort of football team. He just wants to say, well, they were lower under him, insinuating that Trump did it. But if something happened under him, you got to tell me how he did it, not that it just happens. Right? If we see gas prices going lower over a period of time, which I'm going to pull up over here, and he comes in at the tail end, you have to tell me what he did to change it in a direction that it wasn't already going in, which I'm going to show right now. And dude, you're not coming back up. I see you in a request. You're not coming back up. If you can't take a conversation seriously, then I'm not going to break you up. Okay, so if Trump comes in... Hold on, I got to make it look good on the screen. No, God, it's so hard to match this up from what you guys see. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Almost there. Nope. Other way, Doug. Other way, Doug. There's a delay when I see it on my phone. Okay, I think we're good. All right, anyways, so if Trump comes in at the very tail end of that dip, what is it that he did? Here, you guys should be able to see right now. Trump comes in right over here. After it's been going down for, what, 2 years prior to that? The question is, what did he do? It was already going in that direction. I don't understand how you get credit for something if it's already going in that direction. You guys couldn't see? I saw it. It was on my phone. I have my second device up. I'm able to see it. Everybody should be able to see it right now. Okay. No, I'm purposely only showing half. There's no reason to, because the other half of it is from years that aren't relevant towards this. I'm just showing the peak. So you guys see that high peak there? That was the summer of 2022. Biden left office at that latest dip. The one at the second latest dip. You see the dip right now. It should be present day. It would be the last low. You see what I mean? He left office right here, where that dot is, after it's already been dipping for 2 years prior. That's what I was trying to say. Right. Well, January 25. There's no reason to move it over more because that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Why would I move it over more to the early 2000s? What I was showing you was from January 21 to present day. That's all we needed to know. Once again, if you voted for Trump, if you're opposition, hit the request button. Looks like Ryan on the tube wants Trump to run for a third term. Which is incredibly pathetic of you, Ryan Patrick, that you want a guy to violate the Constitution just because his COCK is so far down your mouth that you don't know how to say otherwise. Very, very pathetic of you. You guys are right. The two comments are significantly worse than TikTok. They are the scummiest of scum to ever exist. One can only hope, Beer 30. One can only hope. But it is really, really scary to think that there would be a sizable percentage of people that would vote for Trump if he attempted to try, Obviously, he wouldn't be able to be put on a ballot, but if somehow that were to happen, that they would still vote for him, knowing that that is anti-constitutional and that would just be the end of at least democracy as we currently know it. It's wild to think that people would still vote for him, knowing all of that. Right, so we have horrible human beings like Don't Care who would literally violate the Constitution or vote for somebody that would violate the Constitution just to own the libs. Cool. I'm not debating hypotheticals. I am insinuating and saying, because we know it's true, that a sizable percentage of you a-holes would still vote for him if he ran for a third term. Why divide? Why is the president that you voted for dividing people? Why is he calling the left the enemy? Why is he saying that he wouldn't want to mend the divide if he could? That seems to be very dividing. And isn't he not inviting Democrat governors to the meeting whenever it is next week? There's a yearly meeting with all the governors. Isn't he not inviting Democrat governors? Which is also incredibly fucking divisive. What's his current approval rating? I don't know. I can pull it up. Let's see. All right, his current approval rating is... Here you go. This is his current approval rating. On average, of course. Oh, we have an up? Nice. Thank you for letting me know. I didn't know this. Oh, yeah. This is his current approval rating. Hey, what's up? His disapproval is about 55. His approval is about 41%. At best, it's 46. At worst, it's 36. All right, guess how old are you?
34.
All right. What's up? What's on your mind?
Oh, yeah, I'm just kind of curious of why don't you like Trump?
Yeah, so you voted for him?
Obviously, or I wouldn't be up.
Well, that's not true. I have plenty of people who come up who don't vote for him. Many people don't know how to follow rules. Why do I not like a guy?
And I'm here.
Why do I not like a guy that tried to overturn the election in 2020 because he was a sore loser? Why do I not like that guy? Why do I not like a guy that's probably the most divisive president in history that goes out of his way to divide people? Why do I not like a guy that's violated the Constitution numerous fucking times? Why do I not like a guy that violates judicial orders numerous times? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a good question. Why did you? How do you think he's doing so far?
I think he's doing great. I think he's doing fantastic. As a matter of fact, this is the bull, the China shop that I voted for. Had he would have done this in the first term, it would have been a little different. I think that he would have won 2020. Now, in regards to your claim about 2020, are you familiar with what's going on in Fulton County right now? Are you familiar with what that is? I mean,
yeah, there was several audits, and they all determined that he lost the election. He's just a sore loser. And
No. I'm talking about
is a sore loser as well.
Recently. Yeah, I'm talking about as of here recently.
Yeah, how they took the voter rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason why they're in Minnesota too. That's the whole reason why he's in Minnesota. The whole ICE
right, because they're going to make up that
Well, I mean that's a conspiracy theory that you cannot substantiate. So
are they going to provide? Are they going to provide evidence that he that he won the election, even though there was numerous audits saying otherwise? Do you believe he won in 2020? Do you believe he won in 2020? Or you
obviously, it's not a matter about what I believe. It's what a matter about the facts are. The facts are that.
Do you think he won? Do you think that there was a? I know. Do you think there was enough? Do you think there was enough voter fraud?
Obviously, Biden.
Do you think there was enough voter fraud? Answer the damn question. Do you think there was voter fraud to the degree where Trump would have won and that Democrats
I
rigged
think
it.
that there's some discrepancies as far as like if we're going to look at Georgia as a matter of fact, and I think it's very interesting that you brought up J6 because
Do
I'll
you have
touch on that in
do you
just a
have
moment.
evidence that there was enough fraud in Georgia for him to otherwise have won it?
Yeah, see, the one thing that you crash out on is what
Is when
Dinesh
I ask for
D'Souza's
evidence and you guys
video.
don't provide it?
I'm sorry.
Is when I ask for evidence and you guys don't provide it?
Well, I was about to touch on that. So the problem there is I know you like to crash out over Dinesh D'Souza's documentary on 2,000 Mules, which uses the same technology as J6, how they ping J6ers, which is by cell phone towers. They did the same thing to 2,000 Mules, which you obviously are going to
Do
obviously
you have
discredit.
evidence that Trump? You didn't answer the question. Do you have evidence that
I
Trump won
literally did.
You didn't. Do you have evidence that
I
Trump won
did.
the election in Georgia? Provide the evidence.
Trump won Georgia. I mean, if you think
Provide the evidence.
Georgia's the problem,
Provide the
well,
evidence.
I literally just did.
You didn't provide the evidence.
I did.
Where was the evidence?
2000. Well, the
You're
2000
you're
Mules
quoting a
introduced it.
documentary. Please provide the evidence that was supposedly in the documentary that shows that he won it.
Yes, the FBI uses the towers to be able to ping J6ers. That's how they did that.
I'm not talking
If
about
you have a
January
tracking
6ers.
device,
Not talking about that. I'm talking
well,
about
I'm
the
using
Georgia
that as the same
election.
example.
I'm
But you
talking about the
literally did. You
election in
literally did.
Georgia. I'm talking about
But
the.
you literally did, though.
Can you
You
provide
literally
evidence?
did,
Yes or
though.
no? Can you provide evidence? Yes or no?
Yeah, the cell phone towers.
Saying cell phone towers is not evidence. Those are just words, buddy. Provide evidence.
No, again, okay, so again, you brought up J6.
We're not talking
How
about
they,
January 6th. Nope. Stop
the
deflecting.
argument,
Stop
it's not
deflecting.
deflection.
It
It's not
is. We're not
deflection.
talking about January
I know
6th.
you
We're
cannot handle this
just talking
conversation.
about Georgia. Provide evidence he won in Georgia.
Well, I'm
Stop talking about
explaining
anything
the
else.
process. I'm explaining the process.
I don't care about
Explaining the
January 6th
process.
at this moment. I care about you providing evidence.
Yeah, cell phone towers, they be able to ping that. I mean, you can ping
Cell
that through
phone
the.
Towers say what? Ping what in relation to Georgia?
It's a track.
Again, that
Your cell
doesn't
phone.
mean
I'm
anything.
literally answering your question, and you keep interrupting. So
Okay, saying
the problem
cell
there
phone
is,
towers ping things doesn't say anything.
it literally does. Like for example, like the
Okay, I
FBI,
can
the
just say that
CIA,
too. I can
the
say he
police
won.
department
Hold on,
knows what you're doing and where
hold
you're
on.
at right now at this
If
moment
you're
in
saying
time.
that's evidence, shut your damn mouth. I can just say there were cell phone towers that pinged them. That shows that he lost. That doesn't mean anything. Those words. We need evidence.
Tracking,
Provide the
yes,
evidence.
clearly tracking evidence. Tracking evidence. Do you know how that works?
Tracking evidence
That's the
of
reason.
what?
Okay, if your cell phone has a ping to a tower, they can locate it within that area of that judicial area of where
Locate
that problem
what?
is.
Locate what?
Who the person is. For example, a
Who the
crime is
person is
committed.
for what? You're being incredibly and purposely vague.
Well, no, it's clearly definitional. It's
It's
clear cut.
definitional. They are
Yes, if
pinging
you're
the people
committing
for
a
what?
crime. Well, I'm trying to explain it to you, but you
You're
want to crash
struggling.
out. Cool.
You're struggling.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
a
sure.
crash out.
I'm literally not.
Okay.
So the problem is if you commit a crime and the crime is committed, people who actually do audits can actually ping the
You
cell
can't
phone
answer the
towers and know
fucking
that
question.
location.
You can't
Well, it's
answer the
literally answering
question.
the fucking
What is
question.
the evidence?
Well, again, according to the documentary, there's a system out there that recognizes where that location is. J6 is an example
Location
of that. That's
for
how they,
what?
a criminal act.
What was the criminal act?
2,000 mules are taking the ballots and harvesting them.
Okay, show the evidence. Don't just say cell phone towers.
2,000 mules.
You can't just say words. Provide the evidence.
You're literally saying words.
Provide the evidence that occurred. Jesus Christ.
Again, if it didn't occur, then why is the FBI down at the Fulton County voting systems a couple weeks ago? Explain that if it didn't happen.
Wait.
Why
So
did
you're
they
saying,
judge?
hold on.
Why did
So
they judge?
if the
Why
election,
did they
shut
judge sign off
shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Eat a fucking dick. The problem is
You shut your damn mouth when you're talking to me. All right. You're
Eat a
telling
dick.
me the conspiracy that Trump for years has won the election and that he's too much of a big PUSSY to admit that he lost and the evidence is that they went into Georgia a couple weeks ago, that's your evidence that the guy who believes
No,
he
that's not the
won
evidence.
against
Listen,
all evidence, against all 60 plus
listen to
court
the evidence.
cases, that he went into Georgia. That's your evidence. That is probably the most pathetic evidence ever.
What did the court say? What did the court say? What did the court say?
Yep, all 60 of the court cases he lost. So unless you can provide evidence otherwise,
no, absolutely not. They said there was evidence of inconsistencies. There wasn't enough to actually overturn the election. That's what they said.
right?
So
There's
if you're using context,
there's
that
always
means that
shut your mouth. Every single election,
crashing
there
out.
is. You can't just say someone's crashing out and have it be
You
true.
literally,
Cool, if that makes you feel better, okay? Listen,
you
there is always because I am talking right. There is always in every single election very minuscule amount of voter fraud. Nobody disagrees with that. There's usually in the range of like double digits or so, right? In relation to the tens of millions that actually vote. Yeah, believe it or not, in the audits when they saw these discrepancies, they actually found that there was a little bit more for Biden. Actually, so doing these audits didn't really help you guys. But if you can show that there was enough votes to overturn the election in Georgia, because that's what we are talking about, you're welcome to do so. Everyone agrees there's discrepancies in every election. That happens. Provide evidence there was enough to overturn it.
So by definition, you're
Nope.
conceding, correct?
Nope.
You
Your
literally
claim
just
was
did.
your claim
You
was that he
literally
won
just
Georgia. Your claim was that he won
Thank you for
Georgia.
conceding.
Your claim was that he won Georgia. Do you have evidence of
So I
that?
want to talk about.
Nope, we're not moving on. You're not dictating this conversation. If you want to dictate a conversation, you start your own life. Provide evidence that he won Georgia.
Well, the evidence is going to come out. Okay, so
it's been 5-6 years at this point, buddy. Where's the fucking evidence?
No. Hold on. Here recently, just within the past few weeks, the FBI.
So you're now banking on that.
Hold on.
So hold on. So before there was enough evidence for him to get it within the few months of him losing the election, very badly, by the way. He lost it by like 7-8 million votes.
I'm agreeing with you.
He actually lost to the person who got the most votes in history, which is really, really pathetic of him. He said in 2 weeks they were going to provide the evidence, and then 2 weeks later, and then they led you guys on from 2021, 2022, 23, 24, saying, "Hey, we're going to get the evidence eventually." And they led you guys on because you're so far attached to them that you can't back up at this point. And so now, apparently, they're going to have the evidence. Like 6 years later.
Well, no.
At what point are you going to give it up? At what point are you going to give it up that he finally lost?
I conceded. I conceded at the beginning of this conversation that Biden obviously won, but you wanted to
However, though, but you were very careful with your words, though. You still insinuated that there was enough fraud for him to lose the election.
The reason why I was careful is because obviously it's a sensitive subject that we're fixed to find out. Duly noted. Because in 2016, Trump won the swing states, but in 2020, Trump lost the swing states. For example, Georgia being one of them, Minnesota being another one.
People's views change. Welcome to life.
Well, okay, so let's ask you this: do you think it's very damning that Biden won 81 million votes? He's got more votes than the very first black president. Do you not find that pretty damning?
What do you mean by damning? What is damning supposed to have?
Well, you're all about
If you're going to insinuate that it was fraud, provide the evidence because that's what you're trying to insinuate.
Did I say it was fraud? No.
The reason why 81 million people voted, you guys can't simultaneously say that everyone on the left has TDS and hates Trump, and then be surprised when they voted against him.
It's pretty self-explanatory that you have TDS.
Cool. Then it makes sense that 81 million people voted against him.
Well, no. So what you're doing?
So you can't have it both ways, buddy. Do we all have TDS and hate Trump? Do we all have TDS and hate Trump?
You're not.
You haven't provided evidence that he won Georgia or any other state.
You're not. Well, again, as if here recently, within the past few weeks.
So you're now banking on that.
Tulsi Gabbard. Well, no, I'm not banking on anything.
Well, you are. You're saying that everything that he dangled the carrot in front of you up until this point is wrong, but now this is going to be the correct one.
What you're ignoring.
What are they going to show? What is it they're going to provide? I'm asking you. What is it they're going to provide?
Why are you ignoring the question?
What is it they're going to provide that shows that he won Georgia?
Why are you ignoring the question?
What is it they're going to provide in these last few weeks that shows he won Georgia?
So
what is it they are going to provide that shows that he won Georgia?
That I can't determine that. I have no idea what.
Okay, what evidence would prove it, though? I'm not saying the evidence does or doesn't exist, right? We shall see. Although there's been numerous audits that showed he lost, but he doesn't want to admit it, and you don't want to admit it. However, though, can you show me what evidence would show? What evidence would show that he won Georgia? What would be needed?
That I don't know. I can't answer that question.
You can't. You can't tell me what evidence would be needed to show that he won Georgia. And even so, even if he did, he still would have lost the election. Though.
I don't know. I think that well, obviously he lost the election. I don't know is a reasonable answer because I don't know how they're going to do that. I have no clue. You don't either. So when it does come back, whatever they do to determine that, hey, this is what happened, because I found it very coincidental at 3:00 in the morning. So if you want my personal opinion, at looking at it at 3:00 in the morning, Trump was winning. Then all of a sudden it shifted, and then all of a sudden a very huge margin went for Biden.
Okay. Do you know how elections work? I'm going to have to walk you through this like a first grader.
Yeah.
Great. So tell me how the elections worked in relation to mail-in votes versus same-day voting. Tell me how that happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, outside of other than the fact that we were still under C-19.
Which votes did they count?
Of course, it's going to be mail-in voting.
Yeah, sure. So what votes did they count first in many of those swing states? Same-day or mail-in?
Well, they do mail. They count mail-in, then do same day.
Nope, they do same day first, which were overwhelmingly Trump supporters. Yep.
No, they don't.
Yes, they did. I can go ahead and show you this. Stop it. In Georgia and many of the swing states, they count same day votes first. This is all basic information.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Perfect. So we established that. We also established that he told his entire base not to do mail-in voting for months leading up to the election because it was fraud and they shouldn't do it, etc., while Democrats were encouraging it. So we know that same-day voting overwhelmingly would have been Trump supporters. Yeah. They then counted mail-in voting, which we know were overwhelmingly Democrat voters.
You're only proving my point.
Right. So it makes sense that things shifted because that's what you would have expected. It's not a surprise. It's not a conspiracy theory. We expected it prior to the election. We all knew that was going to happen, except for you guys, apparently.
The issue with conspiracies, they're always wrong until proven right.
So prove the evidence. Right.
For the past 20 years, we have been led to believe that there was weapons of mass destruction in
That's not a conspiracy theory, and that was conservatives who bought into that. That shows that conservatives are
actually, the entire country.
Well, it was the entire country that bought into that. Okay, there was a lot of people on the left who didn't buy into it. It just shows that conservatives are gullible and buy into things when their administration tells them.
Well, you just conceded.
It happened under Bush. It's happening now under Trump. You guys just buy into things because you guys can't think for yourself.
No. The country was under attack in 9/11, so therefore, yeah, we're going to buy into the fact that we were under attack.
Great.
Come to find out, years later is when that. Obviously, there was nothing there.
Perfect. That has nothing to do with mail-in voting. That has nothing to do with mail-in voting.
It's literally the same. No. It's
not. You're trying to say because one. You're trying to say because one conspiracy theory, even though it wasn't a conspiracy theory, ended up being true, that all of them must be true. Do you realize how many conspiracy theories exist on a daily, weekly, yearly basis? Thousands. There might be 2 or 3 that come true. That's not all conspiracy theories. That's just 2 or 3 of them out of the thousands.
Well, you do understand the 3-letter agency is also the one that brought that who coined that term, correct? Yeah,
we're still talking about the election. You said that it was sketchy.
Proving my point again.
You said it was sketchy that the votes turned. Great.
Absolutely.
And I explained there's a very reasonable explanation. Everyone knew that going into it. I explained it and you agreed.
I don't care what you explain.
Okay, so then you don't want to believe evidence and something that's factual. You want to believe your feelings.
You didn't bring no evidence.
No, we know that they count same-day votes first.
No, you didn't. You said you brought evidence. You didn't bring no evidence.
Yeah, the evidence is they count same-day votes first and then mail-in after.
That's a subjective experience. I'm not asking for subjective.
Jesus Christ, you are stupid. You don't even know what the word subjective means. Subjective is mind-dependent. We are talking about mind-independent. We're talking about something outside of your mind that is true no matter what. It is not subjective that they count same-day votes first. It is not subjective that they then count mail-in voting afterwards. That's just factual.
No, I'm asking.
That is just factual. It is absolutely pathetic. I have to explain this to a grown fucking adult who wants to buy into crazy conspiracy theories. Okay, show me evidence that they didn't count same-day votes first.
I didn't say that they did.
Okay,
I'm not making
then
that
I am
argument. I'm
correct.
agreeing with
Then
you.
it shouldn't be a crazy idea that the votes that we knew typically would be for Democrats went for Democrats. That shouldn't be a conspiracy theory.
Oh,
So
really?
what's crazy about that?
Really?
Tell me why
Yeah.
it's
So I
crazy.
live in.
Just tell
Well,
me
I'm
why it's
explaining it to you. So I
crazy.
live. I'm
No,
literally
I want
explaining
you to
it.
explain
So
why
I'm
it's
literally
crazy
explaining it.
that in these
So
swing states that
yeah.
the votes
Cool.
started to turn. Tell me why.
Yeah. Cool. For example, I live in Houston, Texas. Right. I live in
Are you
Houston,
going to provide
Texas. Right.
evidence?
Well, I'm explaining it to you. So there was a report that came out in Houston, Texas, that a woman goes into an election office during the midterms, and she voted for the Republican when, in fact, it actually shifted to a Democrat. Now there could have been some sort of inconsistency was inside the machine. So, but we had that widespread. You actually admitted it
So conspiracy
that there.
theories, great. I want you to show that there was something crazy that happened in Georgia or any other swing state that had Trump winning by a bit, and then all of a sudden
Did I
Biden
say
started
that?
to,
I didn't
because they
make that. I didn't make
overwhelmingly
that claim.
not to the yes you did. Everyone heard
I
you
didn't.
say
No, I
that.
didn't. No, I didn't.
Everyone heard you say
Didn't
that.
make the.
Okay, guys, we're gonna get to a new guest at 50K, so keep tapping. We'll get to a new guest. We are looking for
I
opposition. If you guys are
won.
enjoying live, shut your mouth. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Eat a dick.
Okay, sure, I will then. Then what?
Cool.
After I eat one, what do you want me to do next? We still have the conversation?
Eat another one
Okay.
until you get your.
All right,
full.
round two. Then what?
Round 3.
Okay. Do
Make
you
it
want
Red
yours?
Robin. Make it
Wait.
Red Robin.
Yeah. Do you want yours to be on 3?
It doesn't matter.
I'll gobble
So
it up if you want me to. If that'll help you
sure?
answer
Are we?
basic questions.
So let's. So are we
If
going
that'll
to
help you
discuss
answer basic questions, I'll gobble it up. That's fine.
Cool. So yeah, are we going to actually establish what his wins are? You want to talk about that, or do you want to talk about his losses? Is that what you want to refer to? Because
You've
it's all
been
you
trying to
had.
prove. You've been trying to prove that he won states that he didn't win.
Well, no. Did I say that? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I said in 2016 he won the swing states.
Oh,
2020 he lost the swing states.
great.
That's what I said.
You're
I'm
saying
agreeing
that
with you.
you're saying that something happened with the votes that didn't otherwise happen.
Well, yeah, you've already conceded to that point that there was.
No.
Yes, you did. Yes,
No.
you did. And
Listen,
now you're
again, if this
backtracking.
is what you need to help sleep at night comfortably to say that you won this conversation, by all means go ahead, man.
It's not about winning or losing.
No one disagrees that there's a minuscule amount of voter fraud in every single election.
Cool.
Let's be intellectually honest here, buddy.
Conceded again.
We all know there's no concession because your
You
claim is that there was enough to overturn the election. I want you to provide that evidence.
It's not my claim. That's not my claim.
Yes,
I never
yes,
made
it
that
has
claim.
been.
No, I
Yes,
did not. No,
you
I have not.
insinuated.
No, I did not
You
insinuate it.
insinuated that it was weird that he was winning, and all of a sudden at 3 a.m. the votes went the other way.
Yes, you could see that on the election map of 2020.
Great. So show evidence.
Clearly you could.
So I want you to provide proof that something sketchy happened that caused that to occur.
Well, again, that goes to show because of the mail-in ballots you've already conceded to because of mail-in ballots. Again,
I don't think you know what the word
pointed
concede
to
means. I don't think you know what the word concede means. It's almost like you heard the word concede the other day and you just thought it was a cool word to use, so you just continued to use it.
conceded. I mean,
Conceding.
the problem is
The difference. Hold on. Me
you're
acknowledging. Shut up. Me acknowledging something is not conceding. Me saying that they count same-day votes
it
first
literally
and
is.
then they count mail-in votes first isn't me conceding. It's me
It's
acknowledging
conceding.
truth. Conceding would be to your overall argument
It's
that you're
conceding.
trying to make. Your overall argument
And
that
now
you're trying
you're
to make
bending
wasn't
yourself into
that.
gymnastics.
Yep, and that's another term that you just learned, mental gymnastics. You just
You
keep
can't even say
repeating
it.
words and phrases that you've learned, and you don't even know when or how to use them.
Well, no, that you're by definition you are demonstrating mental gymnastics.
Again, you're using words that you don't know what they mean and phrases that you
Obviously,
don't know what
if
they
I
mean.
could, if I'm not using it in a sentence, then therefore I know what I'm using. Obviously, I don't
If
think
you're
you
not
know what
using
it
it in
is.
a sentence, therefore you know what you're using.
Yeah, if I
Does that
wouldn't be
sentence
using
make
it in a sentence,
sense? Does that sentence make sense to anyone?
yes, it does. For
If
example,
I'm
if I
not
did
using
not
this
know
in
how
a
to
sentence,
properly, okay,
therefore I'm.
so let me stretch the sentence out a
Hey,
little
look, we
bit
hit
longer
50K.
for you.
Get effed.
Okay.
That guy was absolutely insufferable. Absolutely insufferable. Jesus. Fucking Christ. He sounds like HVAC? No, he's different. I don't mind the HVAC. I know a lot of you guys don't like him. I never minded him a whole lot, but alright, do we have somebody else in the box? Let me see. Alright, I really need to get something to eat. Hungry. Alright, let me see if this is opposition. Hey guys, we are looking for opposition. Anybody that disagrees with the background prompt or you voted for Trump. No friendlies, except obviously if you're an exception to that rule. If you don't know if you're an exception to that rule, then you're probably not an exception to that rule of no friendlies. Hello, Casey. Hello, Casey. Are you there? Nobody can hear you. Are you there? Going once. Going twice. Goodbye. What noise were they just making there? Did you guys hear a weird noise? Yeah, I heard something. I don't really know what that was supposed to be. Guzzling Trump's balls. It sounded like there was a little bit of gagging and gargling going on. I don't know. That's what it sounded like, but you never know. I did see that How to Trash. I did. Yeah, what a cowardly thing to say from Jake Paul. Like he just goes with the winds, right? If he says he doesn't like Bad Bunny and he gets a lot of lashback, and then he goes against that just because of the lashback, yeah, that's pretty cowardly. Stand by your beliefs. If you have a belief that like your followers, your fans, etc. don't like, fucking stand by them, all right? There's still going to be plenty of people that follow you. You're going to be fine, Jake Paul. Well, he made a tweet, was it yesterday, the day before, saying that he didn't like Bad Bunny, or something to that effect. They didn't like Bad Bunny, or he's horrible, and he got a lot of backlash. So then the following day, he said that he actually loves Bad Bunny. He thinks that his account was hacked. Ooh, which is very, very cowardly to blame it on that. His brother was against what he said. Wild stuff. Wild stuff coming from the MAGA world, huh? Yeah. You just gotta I get it. If you have a big following, it's probably not the best feeling to say something and get a lot of hate from people that typically like you. That's probably not a good feeling. I would acknowledge that. But to then go back on that, it's just like, what are your real views? Do you have any real views? Or are all of your views just catering towards the people that like you? And you just go with whatever you think they may like? Who knows at this point? Remember, guys, if you voted for Trump, hit the request button. Mods, if you can help out and invite anybody that appears to be opposition, that would be great. But to be fair, I see some creators on this app do that as well, right? Like, we're talking about much, much smaller creators in relation to Jake Paul. But, yeah, I think there's some creators that do that here, too, that I think sometimes say things only because they know their followers like it. Or the other way around, they don't say things because they know their followers are not going to like it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it happens. It's not. I don't think it's a good thing. I think it makes it difficult to know who's being genuine or not. No, but I was even referring to people on the left as far as creators here on TikTok that I see that it seems like that sometimes they don't have genuine views. And I'm not saying necessarily with big things. I'm talking about relatively small things. But still. I've given this example once before. I think it was Parker who was once asked, and there's plenty of clips that I've seen of it. Parker, I don't remember. One of them were asked if they would date a trans person. And you can tell the answer was no, but they didn't want to say no because they were afraid of what would happen if they said no. So they gave this really weak roundabout answer. And it just like, it was so apparent that like that wasn't their genuine answer. Like, it's fine if you don't want to date one, right? As long as I mean, depending on the reason. But even if it's for not a good reason, just own up to it. Yeah, see? Look, there's people in the tube comments that are responding to that. Someone says, I'm left and I wouldn't date a trans person. I think there are some, to that topic though, I think there are some people that would, if it wasn't for like what they think society or their friend group would view them as. And I think there are probably more cis heterosexual men that would probably date them. They just haven't quite accepted it yet. Yeah, just be honest about it. Like, I think it's perfectly okay if you're not into certain genitalia or whatever, or whatever the case might be. That's fine. I don't think anyone's not gonna like you for that. But just be honest. Dean also said if he had a choice between going right or left, he would go right. Well, to what context, though? What was that context? It's like... Says, it's fine if you want to or not, but not wanting to is not transphobic. Jim, I think it depends on the reason, though. Like, for example, if there is a trans individual that you wouldn't otherwise know is trans, right? Like, let's say they've gotten bottom surgery and all of that, and you would be into them otherwise, and the only reason is because they're trans, I would say that's transphobic, yeah. But, like, for example, if they have genitalia that you're just not attracted to, I think that's probably fine. So it sort of depends on the reason. Oh boy. Speaking of, you would know by their looks. You guys say that, but you guys get fooled all the time. Hello, John.
What's happening, Doug?
Not much, man. You can talk for a second. I gotta get something from the fridge. What's up?
Yeah, this is all my personal
Just your opinions, I know.
Yeah, all my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Dude, if a man is dating a trans woman that was born with a Johnson, that makes them non-straight. You understand that, don't you?
Does that matter?
Not that much, man. I told you I believe in tolerance, but this is why the right thinks that the left is crazy.
You say that every single time, but what's the big deal if someone who identifies as hetero, you can call them whatever, wants to date a trans woman? Who cares if it's gay or straight or whatever? Why is that a big deal? That shouldn't matter.
Okay, it's a deviation from the norm.
And
we don't have to talk about.
But you're insinuating that's a bad thing, though.
Well,
having red hair is a deviation from the norm, but you wouldn't consider that a bad thing. Having red hair is very rare, so you don't consider everything that's a deviation from the norm as a bad thing. Seems like only in relation to sexual things.
from a evolutionary perspective, would you agree that the drive of libido is for reproduction, from reproduction?
Yeah, I think that's one part, but that doesn't mean you have to reproduce.
No, I know. Actually, I
Oh,
don't.
I
I
got 2
don't have a choice.
galaxies? Did you get kicked that quickly? Jeez.
How was that?
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I just saw it. No, I saw it. Thank you. God damn. We could do a permanent kick thing, guys. Hold on. Trying to eat my peanut butter here. All right. Number one, guys. In an hour and 13 minutes, I got to end the live. I have a therapy session that I don't want to do. I skipped it last week, so I really can't skip it this week. We could do a larger kick for a permanent ban, like a block. I'm open to that. I'm pretty sure Santana does that. Does he not? You have therapy at 10? There you go. Mine's at 11 Eastern time, so whatever. Yeah, I think Santana does a permanent thing. How much to get that guy banned from all lives? Unfortunately, I'm not in control of that. He does, but the amount he requires feels excessive. What is the amount that he requires for a permanent ban? Isn't it 100? I don't really think that's that excessive in relation to like a kick being 200. Yeah, whatever. It's not my life. If I were to do it, I would do just 100. I think 200 is probably quite a bit. Yeah, I think 100 is okay. Well, 50 wouldn't really make sense considering a kick in of itself is 20. A permanent quick would have to be a little more than double, but I don't know. I'll think about it. I don't want to make an answer on that just yet. No, I mean, I've done that too. I mean, that's always a rule. If somebody gets kicked via a galaxy or whatever, yeah, it would be a collective goal for sure. Yeah, it wouldn't have to be a singular person. And guys, it's always a collective goal, by the way. So it being 20 to kick or 2 galaxies, the 2 galaxies don't have to come from the same person. They can come from 2 different people. And the 20 to kick can also be a collective goal as well. As long as, obviously, in the donation you put for the kick, just so I can keep track of it. He does permanent, or he does fundraising. Yeah, I would like to do that. I think that's probably a good idea to start one of those pretty soon. That's something we can also do as well. A fundraiser for something. I don't know if you guys have any ideas as to what. Do you guys have any like specific things that you feel like would be good to start a fundraiser for? Well, it looks like John just got a permanent kick. Dagger, thank you. Thank you so much for the permanent kick for John Stone. Everyone have a big W for Dagger in the comments. That's Dagger. Thank you so much. You said splitting the difference. I don't know quite what you mean by that. You can message me. I don't know what you mean by that. But W Dagger, yeah. So let's. I don't know how to ban him right now because he's not in the chat. You like when people scream at him? He's just an annoying guy. The Trevor Project would be good. I agree. But yes, make sure everybody put a W Dagger. Dagger, thank you so much. You're the best. Can't talk about poverty and economics when you guys are paying for kicks/bans. I don't know. What do you mean? Those two aren't mutually exclusive. Key. Why not? I don't understand why you can't do both. Acknowledging that poverty exists doesn't take away from me doing this. Let me get to this guest. I'm going to continue because I have more stuff to say to that. Hey, Shane, what's up? Shane, going once, going twice. Goodbye. That's their new thing that they like to do. They think it's really funny to eat on Alive and to like purposely move the fork on the plate. There's this other guy that does it too. He thinks it's funny. No, he wasn't doing it accidentally. He was doing it purposely. That's something that oppositions do. They think it's funny. Anyways, yeah, I may have to just go to his profile and block him. You're right. In fact, I can do that now. Give me 1 second. Dagger, though, shoot me a message because I just want to get clarification as to what you meant in your comments, in your comment that you sent. So, Dagger, if you can shoot me a message, I'd appreciate that. All right, let's get to it. What's John's? What's his handle? Anyone know? I think I see it. Is it Manic something? Yeah, Shane, you're not gonna. You didn't do it on purpose. Okay, buddy. Does anybody know what John Stone's handle is? I think I found it. I'm just not 100% sure. It seems like it's. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Manic Insights or something. Anyways, I'll block that account because I do think it is him. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is him. Wait, well maybe not. Yeah, somebody, you got to let me know what John's handle is. I can't block him if I can't find his account. Does anybody in Discord know? Oh, see, yeah, no, I blocked John Stone. There we go. I see it. Shane, nobody cares about you. Stop talking. Yeah, just find him. Let me know. But I have to be the one to block him. I believe. You're out for Liam. Yeah, I know you guys really dislike Liam a lot too. And I get it. I'm not saying I don't. There are times in which he's more tolerable. There's times in which he is not, in the least bit. So I don't know. It's where it depends. All right, let me go back. Mitch, going once, going yeah. What's up? What's up? How old are you?
32.
Okay. Did you vote for Trump? Hey,
Bet
no
your
eating.
ass.
No eating. If you eat one more time, I'm taking you. Goodbye.
You bet your ass.
They have a Discord telling people to come into here. For sure they do. They have a Discord say, hey, do this and go into this person's live. If you guys are enjoying the live, click the red follow button on top left. Yeah, on purpose eating. Yes, that's what they did. They have a Discord saying, hey guys, let's do this to annoy this creator. Let's do that to annoy that. And this is just proving the prompt that they're all incels by doing that. Midge, you're welcome to come on up. You're not a narcissistic douchebag. Okay. Okay. Sounds like a lame ass excuse to not come up and defend your shitty viewpoints. But it seems like you're a bot. I assume anyone that comments in the section and doesn't come on up as a bot until proven otherwise. Yeah, Key, you can come on up. You seem like you're a bot. You have 0 followers, zero following. That's very bot-like. Let's see what the tube comments are saying. What are you guys saying? You guys are always saying dumb stuff. There's somebody in the tube. Their profile name is Alpha Sigmapode. That sounds very incel-like. What a weird name. What else do we got there? We have Cactus Talker. Bro, you got the typical vocal fry plus feminine tone. Who are you calling an incel? Says the guy who doesn't have a profile picture. Says the guy who is probably significantly more out of shape than I am. I'm obsessed with Alpha, yet he has left probably 100 comments on the live, and I've acknowledged like 2 of them. But sure, I'm the one who's obsessed with the guy who's too afraid to show his face. All right, I'm not even looking at the 2 comments anymore. I'm back on TikTok, so if you're commenting, I can't see it. So you're welcome to comment all you want on the 2, but I'm not going to see it until I click back to it, which is probably going to be at least 5 or 10 minutes from now. Yeah, guys, if you have a second device, if you can watch me on the tube, you get to see the really silly comments over there. I should do a seed oils live soon to piss off the people on the tube. They seem to get really annoyed by that shit. There's almost exclusively trolls at this point, Tommy. I think I've had, what, like 2 actual Trump supporters come on up? And the rest were just people who just had nothing better to do with their lives but troll. This person's probably going to do the same shit. You get like 2 seconds of fame, if that makes you feel better. I'm telling you, they have a Discord full of incels. I'm going to find my way into that Discord. I will make my way into it. Yes, they have a Discord full of incels directing people which live to go in to troll. Yet they make fun of creators saying that they have nothing better to do but to be streaming all day. Yet they hang out in the Discord dictating where to go to troll people, because that's good behavior to do. Can we change the background? Yeah, I mean, if there's other things. I mean, David typically makes the background, one of my mods. So, I mean, I could use one of my other older ones, but... Sam, no, you're not coming up. It absolutely seems like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. But it's not a coincidence given how shitty this administration has gotten in the last several months, really since they started, but especially in the last several months. It's not a coincidence that there were a lot more that came on up when he first came into office a year ago. They had a lot more stuff to say. But I think they're even having a hard time defending him at this point. Because we'd easily have more requests, like, for sure. I mean, there's only so much I can change the topic if we're going to talk about the current administration. I mean, I can have like a different background in terms of what ropes them in, but basically that topic's going to be the same. How do you think he's doing? And then go from there, essentially. I mean, I suppose we can talk about specific aspects of the administration, but typically the only other topic that I would do, and it's not really specifically related to the administration, would be the LGBT plus topic, or sometimes I do the body count one. I do the seed oil one from time to time, but you guys don't really like that one, so I can't. Yes. Guys, if you are in Discord, my Discord, first of all, if you're not, please join. The link is in the bio. You're welcome to submit background ideas. Like, if you know how to make them on Canvas, you're welcome to submit them. Like, I'm happy to use other ones. Cedo is your favorite. It is my favorite. It's the one that I don't know if I want to say the most knowledgeable about, but I'm relatively knowledgeable on that one in relation to the guests that come on up. And I just enjoy talking about it, really. I can discuss AI. I don't know how much I can talk about AI for an entire life. I really couldn't talk about AI for an entire life, to be honest. No, the Seed Oil Live doesn't get nearly as much. I wish it did. I wish the Seed Oil Live got like 400 or 500 people. That would be great. It's just not a topic that tends to... I am the most passionate about it. I really am. I also love having Scientific Snitch on that, because I think I'm pretty knowledgeable on that topic relative to your average person. She is light years more intelligent on those topics. So I love to have her up because she just demolishes them. Alpha, if you want to come in and eat, that's fine, but you have to join TikTok, buddy. I'm going to start giving people on the tube an opportunity to come on up. It seems like lately, the past couple lives, I have enough, at least concurrent viewers, for at least 1 or 2 people per live to come up from the tube. I do have a Google number, and I'm pretty sure that's what you need. And I probably have to put that number on screen, I would imagine. I don't know how it works from there, though, honestly. But we can start doing that. It would be nice to have people come up from the tube. Yeah, it would be good. You guys would only be able to hear them. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to see them unless... Well, either way, you wouldn't be able to see them. You would just hear them. Yeah, I'll ask Matt about it. I do have a Google number. I'll tell you why I have a Google number. I got banned from Bumble like a year ago, and I needed a... I like that app. I get the most matches on that app, by far. And I don't want to be permanently banned, so I used a different number to get back in. So that's why I have a Google number. Permanently banned, yes. Am I a science-based lifter? Yeah. Yeah. For the most part. I mean, there are things that I do just because I like Pinhead Larry. There are things that I just do because I enjoy. I just enjoy it, but it's not necessarily scientific based. The reason why I got banned is because I didn't know you couldn't do this, so this was my fault for not reading the terms of service. I don't know if people... I have to be very careful with how I phrase this. I don't know if you guys know, I used to have an Oscar Foxtrot. I can't even say the letters. I used to have one, and I put that link on Bumble. I didn't know that you couldn't. And I guess somebody reported me. Because I was trying to promote myself a little bit. Well, Ivory, I know you know that. If you're a recent follower of mine, you wouldn't know that. If you have been following me for a year, you would probably know that. But anybody that is... I had to be very careful with coding that word. But yes, in fact, I still have it, actually. I just don't use it. I still have it. I'm not against starting it back up, but it's just... I don't know. We'll see. I will probably run it differently though than I used to. I think I was a little too, no pun intended, a little too liberal with how I ran it. I think I need to be a little more conservative about it. I'm not saying I am, I'm saying I could. It still exists. I never deleted it. Tommy. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. The thing is, I can't even mention it here though, because I got bans here about it, and I can't even. It's not. I can't even talk about it. I can't even mention the letters of it. If you guys do your research, you can still find it. Only friends. The link isn't in my link tree anymore. I got rid of it. But I'm sure you can still find it. It's probably time for a restart, yes. Alright, guys, I'm going to restart. I will do the LGBT plus topic, okay? We will switch that. Give me a minute after I restart. It's not going to be an instant restart. Remember, guys, at the top of the hour, though, I do need to end the live, so it's not going to be a long live, okay? Alright, now it's just people on the tube watching me. You guys can hear me, but you can't see me. Alright, people on the tube, I am restarting. I'm literally just talking to you guys right now. I ended the TikTok live. I'm going to restart. I'm going to change the background. We are going to be doing the LGBT plus topic. So for the 11 people that are currently in here, you guys are welcome to stick around if you want. No, so if you are watching on the tube, I know probably 90% of you guys don't like me, which is fine. But I will be putting a Google number up here, so you guys can call in. The reason why I just started this YouTube account, it's less than a month old, and I never even really consistently started streaming on this account until like a week ago. So it's pretty new. But yeah, I will put a Google number up, because I would imagine a couple of you would want to call on. Do I drink Soylent? Yes, I drink it all day. It's actually my morning drink, and I drink it before I go to bed, and I drink it midday. I'm trying to joke around with you guys. It sounds like you guys can't even joke. Lighten up, guys. I'm trying to have a lighthearted conversation here. You literally got my full attention right now because I ended the TikTok live. The reason why I don't typically address the YouTube comments is because I typically have a lot more people in my TikTok live than I do here. That's the only reason why. There's no way I'm going to get 400 or 500 concurrent viewers in YouTube. I get those on TikTok, but not on YouTube. Alright, but I am about to start the live up there. I just need to change the background. If I can find it. Let's see, I think this is it. Okay. I think we're good. Alright, I think we're good to go. Alright, those on the YouTube, I'm going to be starting up to TikTok Live. We're going to be good to go here in a second. Let me just shift this thing over. Perfect. Cool, we're good. You actually love the LGBTQ? Right on. Good stuff. Odin? What's Odin saying? That placenta is for... Yeah, what the Odin, I don't know what you're saying either. Alpha, this may be the only time that we agree. I don't know what they're talking about either. I have no idea. What's gross? LGBT, you don't like them? Yeah. Live with it. Stop being a snowflake. Alright, what's up everybody? Andrew, how you doing? Everyone else, how you doing? Alright, it's getting cold in here. Make sure you guys keep tapping and sharing. I'd imagine most of you sending your heart me already. What's up, Kobe? I'd imagine most of you already sending your heart me, but if you haven't, make sure you do click that at the top. We still have the live goal of the little hat thing. If you guys want to help hit that too. Is it electric or gas? It's electric. Do you see the bodybuilder sent in your DM on here? Oh, let me check. When did you send it, Kobe? Oh, was it a live that you shared? Paige Dumars? Oh, is this a, yeah, I see them. Is this a trans individual? A trans man? Or just a masked lesbian? I can't really see. No female? Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well, they are pretty built. They got cool tattoos. I don't have any tattoos, but there are some tattoos that look pretty cool. Welcome back to you, Chris. Odin, I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't know what that comment means. Import your woman and workers for birth-style reasons like the president and viceroy. Odin, I'm not sure what you're saying. All right, whatever. Garage, good morning to you. Tom, you're welcome to come on up if you disagree. Remember, guys, if you voted for Trump, if you disagree with the background prompt, you're welcome to come on up. Now, the issue is you guys can say that you don't hate the LGBTQIA+. However, every time I do this live, I have at least a couple Trump supporters just flat out admit it, and they're very proud to admit it, too. They'll come on up and they're like, yeah, I hate the LGBTQ+, like, they're disgusting, they're this, they're that. And I'll say, well, most of your supporters say that they don't. And they don't really give me a good answer. So, I don't know. People that voted for the same guy you did say that they hate them. Yeah, Chris, are you seeing those comments on the tube? Well, user, you're the one who's in here watching. So, if you don't care, then maybe you shouldn't be in here. Right, well, Denise, that's typically what you guys say. That's like your guys' news talking point that was emailed to you a while back. It was emailed to you, the talking points, that, oh, I like the LGB, I just don't like the rest. But then when I say what the rest is, you guys don't know what it was to begin with. Like, why would you have an issue with someone who's questioning, which is Q? I don't even think you know what you dislike or like. I think you guys are just told to. You guys were told, you guys were emailed those talking points that you dislike everything after the B. But there should be no reason why you would have an issue with someone who's questioning or someone who's asexual. So maybe you should rephrase your talking points that align with your actual views and not what you're told to see things as. Do you think you should take T to work out? What do you mean by should? I think if you're low on testosterone and you qualify for TRT, then sure. But I think if your testosterone levels are fine, there's no need to go on TRT. I mean, it's only going to be helpful if you're low on testosterone. Like if your testosterone levels are at like 500-600, which is very normal testosterone levels, going on TRT isn't going to really give you any benefits. But yeah, no, Tommy, you're right. If someone has low testosterone for whatever reason, then yes, of course, it can be a life changer, absolutely. It's just that unfortunately right now TRT is a very, very popular, I don't know if I want to say unfortunately, but it is a very popular thing within like the optimization crowd of people, or the biohacking crowd of people, whatever you want to call it. And there are unfortunately teenagers and young 20-year-olds who are going on testosterone because they heard that you should be doing it, and that the looks maxers, yeah, and that's what I find to be problematic. Them going on it when they shouldn't. Brent, this is basic information. This is me saying that you could consult a doctor. You should get your testosterone checked, and that you shouldn't just go on TRT for the sake of it. This is basic information. If you don't know this, that's you lacking basic information. Yeah, you should get your testosterone. You should get your hormones checked in general. If they're out of whack, okay, maybe you need to go on something. If not, then don't. Doesn't take a genius to know that. All right. If anybody disagrees with the background you voted for Trump, please hit the request button. All right, let's check out the YouTube comments. I know who sponsor your agenda. Retro, who sponsors my agenda? Is it going to be George Soros? Is that who you're going to say? I would love for you to say that. Tammy, there's a lot of hate in the tube comment section. Like, it's like the bottom of the barrel that really goes into these live streams. It really is. Like, if you think YouTube, if you think TikTok comments are bad, please go into my stream on the tube. May, thank you so much. Yeehaw. We do need Erica. Well, she brings out the maggots because of her British accent. They really dislike her British accent, like a lot. It triggers them to like the nth degree. I don't know what it is, but it triggers them a lot. Alpha, you're the captain now? I mean, maybe. You do leave a lot of comments, man. It's certainly a possibility. Oh, we got somebody. Hey, Brent. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good. How old are you? I just need to know your age so we can move forward with the conversation.
45.
All right, what's on your mind, man?
You know about MAGA hates LGBT. I'm gonna say no and yes on that one.
Okay, explain.
I mean, me, I could care less.
Okay. But
other people that you're saying MAGA, is it just MAGA hates them, or?
No. Well, listen. I think there can certainly be people outside of the crowd that voted for Trump that can. I just think if you did vote for Trump, you did vote for things that harm the community. But that's not to say that others can't or can either.
Okay, and what do you think about? Do you talk about ICE things on here?
Well, this is an LGBT plus topic, so I stick to that. On other lives, I would talk about that, but we can dive more into. You said you have no problem with it, but normally there comes a but afterwards, right? Like normally I'll hear somebody say, "I don't care about the LGB, I just care about the T beyond," or "I just care about this being taught in schools or sports or restrooms." Do you care about any of those issues?
I don't think it needs to be taught in school.
Okay. Like, what specifically do you think? Like, do you think anything currently, or at least was being taught in schools?
When I was in school, I don't remember any of this, and that was way back in the 90s.
Sure.
So,
well, I'm talking about now, though. Like, do you think anything like now or within the last handful of years was being taught in relation to this that you do find to be problematic?
Does that go like same gender restrooms and all that? Is that the same criteria?
If that's something that you feel is a problem, do you find that to be an issue, the restroom thing?
Yeah, it's like, okay, for instance, hypothetical, I go to Costco or I go to any store, right? I go with my wife, kids, and I see a grown ass, whoever, male, female, whoever, go in a different restroom. My wife and kids are in there. How am I going to react, and how is other people going to react?
Okay. So you think someone who's a trans woman, somebody who I would imagine you don't think a trans woman is a woman, right?
Well,
like, do you think they're a man?
Yeah.
I normally when I talk to trans words, they think that a trans woman is a man and not a woman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you? So with that being said, do you think that trans women who you view as a man should not go into the women's restroom? They should go into the men's restroom?
I think that they should have their own restroom.
Okay. How would that work, though? Do you think, like, how would we be able to force every single establishment, every single restaurant and store, and etc., to make a third restroom? Like, logistically, I don't think that would make a whole lot of sense or be feasible, really.
I wish life was perfect, but I mean, it's they have like an all family restroom, where your whole family goes in there and all.
Some places do, but what about the places that don't? What would you want them to do, and or what would you want these trans men and trans women to do, or trans girls and trans boys? What would you want them to do?
Or non-binary people.
Or non-binary people as well.
I wouldn't say. I mean, it's it's kind of hard to say. I mean, I'm a nice person, so I couldn't really, say anything.
Well, I mean, say your beliefs. I mean, that's what this is for. I mean, what I would say is that nobody, because trans men, trans women, trans boys, trans girls, binary people, non-binary people, they've used whatever restrooms they wanted forever, right? Nobody ever had an issue. Nobody complained. Nobody thought it was a bad thing. Only until about 2015, 2016, when, in my view, and I'd imagine Chris's view, the conservatives made it become an issue when it never was an issue.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that people should just use the restrooms they feel most comfortable in, as we've always had for all of life, and we should just not care because people use the restroom to alleviate themselves or sometimes check themselves in the mirror, and that's it.
Okay, let's just say I hate my daughter goes use restrooms. She's she's not an adult yet. She goes in the restroom. I'm waiting outside, and I see what's I don't know, transgender or whatever. He looks like a man. Okay, I mean, I'm just
trans woman.
Oh, so a trans woman who
trans person.
Okay, so they're in the ladies' room, right?
My daughter's in the ladies' room.
Okay,
woman's restroom.
So it would be most likely that the individual in there would either be a trans woman or a non-binary person, genderqueer person, but most likely, statistically speaking, it would be most likely to be a trans woman.
Okay, and but take from my point of view of someone that looks like a male goes in there, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, my daughter's in there. How are people going to react?
So, sir, can I pose a question? Pose an example within that example?
Go ahead.
Cool. So you've seen lesbians, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know that
I
lesbians
I
come
have
in all
friends.
different varieties. Some of them are very, very femmy, look incredibly girly, very dressy, lots of makeup, high heels, all of the traditional, all of the performing of gender that falls within, what we would qualify as womanly or feminine. Conversely, there are also butch or mask lesbians who present in a way that is much more either A, androgynous, or B, masculine. So if you're looking at somebody going into a bathroom, you don't necessarily know.
True. So it'll be the way that they're dressed.
Yeah, so how
Their
they present.
appearance.
Yeah,
Okay.
so for example, if you saw me going into a bathroom, you wouldn't know what I was assigned at birth. You
I
know
don't.
how I
Yeah.
present.
I don't
You
know
can
what you're
see
looking
how
at.
I look.
Yeah.
You can look at my features. But that's the gist of it. You don't know what's, pardon the expression, under the hood or what was assigned at birth. And honestly, it's nobody's fucking business. If they don't know, then they don't need to know. But
Well,
the
yeah.
point of it is if you're concerned about how something looks, well, then, use the bathrooms at home, because in society, you don't know what junk people have, and you shouldn't know what junk people have.
Well, no,
Like,
no. I see what you're saying, though. But if it's it could be a female, but if it's a female, but I mean, I hate to say it, but that looks like a male. I mean, I know what a female and a male looks like. I don't know
no,
what
no,
they
no, no.
have
You
if
know
they
what a
have
woman
different
and a man
parts.
looks like in traditionally presenting forms? But if people fall outside of the traditional presentation of gender, then you are much more likely to get confused. When I first cut my hair short, really short, like my whole life, I've gotten ma'am sirred or sir ma'amed. And when I cut my hair really short, it got way, way worse. Since there's been more policing of bathrooms over the last last decade, do you know who is most likely to get harmed related to their use of bathrooms and policing of bathrooms? Genuine question, Brent.
Transgenders? I don't know.
No, not trans people. Cisgender women. Cisgender women who are not particularly feminine for whatever reason. Sometimes most frequently it's lesbians. And unfortunately, because of a lot of prejudice in society, lots of women who are cisgender who aren't white, they're the most likely to get harmed. But people who aren't particularly feminine in their presentation, cisgender women, are the most likely to be harmed.
Which is the group that like people on the right claim to care about in relation to this topic, right? Like most of the time they come on up here saying, I want women to feel comfortable, I want them to feel safe, and etc. But when this is brought up by Chris or anybody else, then it seems to be in confliction with what you guys say. And that's sort of the issue here. It's like, do you guys care about women, or do you guys just pretend to care about women?
Me, I care about everybody. So, I mean.
Do you think that the women in your life can't stand up for themselves?
Women, family, other people, or what? I mean,
Yeah. So like you've been using an example of your daughter. I would assume like you seem like an engaged girl dad. Is that a fair assumption?
Well, I'm a very protective father.
No. But hear me out. Follow me for just a quick second. Yeah. You seem like an engaged, like caring girl dad. Is that a correct assessment? Like you care about your daughter. You're engaged. You're like super supportive. Yay, good dad stuff. All the good vibes.
I take care of my daughter. Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Okay. You have probably at one point or another encouraged her to like. Here's how you would stand up for yourself if somebody is bullying you, or if somebody's trying to pressure you into doing something you don't want to do. Outside of bathrooms, just generally in life.
Yes, she has protection on her. Yes.
Well, I didn't even mean that. I mean, like, if somebody is, just general, I'm not talking about like protection on her. I'm saying more like bullies, or if somebody is.
I see what you're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the point of it is, women don't need men to speak for them. Women need to be able to make decisions on their own, because statistically speaking, they're most likely to be harmed by cisgender men and not in bathrooms. So, like, the idea that cis women need men to advocate on their behalf, it's almost like it's akin to mansplaining. Like, women can take care of themselves.
Yes, but I'm not going to turn a blind eye.
No. Nobody's asking you to turn a blind eye. Sorry, Doug, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that same thing. Yeah, no one's necessarily asking that. I think it's just, I don't think it's necessarily your job to protect women, right? I think, as Chris was saying, like, they can make decisions for themselves. They can stand up for themselves, right? I don't think it's necessarily men's job to do so.
Now let me ask you guys a question. Okay, when I was going to school, high school, whatever, I was bullied. I got trash canned. It was freshman Friday.
Okay.
I got bullied, but then I stood up for myself, and I hate seeing people get bullied.
Sure.
I also hate to see people get bullied.
Agreed.
I don't like it. I will
Agreed.
stand up for anybody that gets bullied.
Okay.
That's just me.
Okay.
So,
and I think that's good.
If I see a woman, a guy, an old couple, whoever, I'm going to stand up for them. So I don't know if
I think that's
that
good.
has something to do with it.
So an example of the situation that I'm talking about how cisgender women are more likely to be harmed with the policing of bathrooms by just individuals. There's a woman named Katie Grass, Kady Grass, and she was at a fast food place. I think it was McDonald's just outside of Chicago, and she went to go use the restroom. She's 19. She's got short hair. She was just in like I want to say it was like t-shirt and like shorts, or t-shirt and jeans, and she went to go use the ladies' room. A man stopped her, assuming that she was trans, and when she was like, "Dude, I'm a woman," he harmed her, assaulted her, and the other folks that were in the fast food place saw it, and nobody stopped him.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with a lot of society these days. People are going to either record it or turn their eye or not see it. But I mean,
well, the thing of it is he was trying to police who went into a bathroom because he thought he knew. That's my point.
Oh, hey, I know, I see exactly what you're saying. I mean, I'm not gonna. I know if my kids go in the restroom and they scream, because they'll scream if they need help, I'm running in. I mean, I'm not going to stop anybody from going into a restroom. I mean, that's not my job to do that.
I appreciate you saying that. You seem like a reasonable. You seem like a reasonable person.
Yeah, no, you actually seem. Yeah, you seem like a.
Though,
well,
yeah, and everybody is. Everybody should be like that. But.
Okay.
But I definitely, part of why I requested up is just because of when there's this assumption that trans people are going to be harmful. Are there instances of people in any marginalized community being harmful? Abso-fucking-lutely. Trans community is no exception. Mm-hmm. But I will say, statistically speaking, we're far more likely to be harmed than to be the harmful ones. And I mean, like, significantly.
By you,
significantly more likely
to be picked on?
I'm sorry?
Do you mean like the first one to be picked on?
Yes, or assaulted, or
yeah, worse than being picked on. Yeah, worse than being picked on. So what Chris was saying,
bodily harmed.
Yeah. So what Chris was, I don't know if you understood. trans people are much more likely to be abused, harmed, etc.,
The victims
etc.
of violence.
The victims of, rather than them doing that to other people, like by a big amount.
I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, yeah.
And I think that makes sense considering how
Yeah, it
sometimes
does.
they are
It
viewed by
does.
people. Yeah, that should be sort of common sense, unfortunately. And
It's
that's what we're advocating for, or rather against, is to have that not happen, to mitigate that. Obviously, we want to eliminate it, but at the very least, to heavily minimize it.
Yeah, it'd be like, let's see. I mean, I know I'm gonna change the subject. I mean, big old 360-degree, but in schools, how they teach about gays, correct?
About gay people. What do you mean? What do you mean teaching? Like teaching in
Do you
what
know
manner?
what's taught?
Well, when I was going to school, it wasn't taught. So,
What is it you think is taught?
I don't know, because I don't really get into it. So,
Would you like some information?
Sure. Yeah, that's why I'm asking. But yes.
Acceptance and inclusion. So, for example, what's going to be included in elementary school? In most elementary school curriculums, there is a like kindergarten, first grade, there is usually an assignment to draw a picture of your family. And that includes all different family types. Some people have a mom and a dad at home. Some people have grandparents at home. Some people have their foster parents at home. Some people have two moms. It can look a lot of different ways. But the idea is that families look a lot of different ways, and all of them are valid.
Yes, they are. Yes.
And that is what is taught in school. When you get to like high school, the only thing that is taught, which by the way, at this point in most states, things like SMEX Ed requires, like in states like Arizona, where I am, it requires parental consent to opt in.
Yep.
So like kids are taught nothing by default. So Brent, you're in your 40s like me, right?
Oh yeah, I'm 45.
Okay, yeah, I'm 48. So quick anecdote, and I'm going to try to be really TikTok safe as I say this. I was very fortunate to go to live in a good school district with good information around STIs. And I will never forget that a friend of mine who was a coworker who was the same age, she had been taught by her parents that HIV was only transmittable by butt stuff.
Jesus.
Uh-oh.
And it had nothing to do with, getting it from somebody who had it, but if you did butt stuff, then that's how you were going to get it. And I was like, that's not what that is. And so like, obviously those days that was mid 90s. So the access to information was way different than it is today.
Yes. Yeah.
But the point of it being, we had the ability to have, at least in one degree or another, teachers who would be able to answer questions. And we had access to the information if we had, good teachers and if we had the space to ask those questions. When we don't even allow kids to learn about their own bodies, do you know what happens? Even for kids as young as elementary school, learning about good touch, bad touch. Do you know what happens when kids don't learn about things like that?
Bad stuff happens.
Yeah, kids are much more likely to be harmed. And they don't know what healthy boundaries look like. And they don't know that they can say no to adults.
Is that kind of like the birds and the bees that you're?
No, it's more like if somebody touches your body and you don't want them to touch your body, you can say no.
Yeah, just consent.
Okay. Yes.
And I think all of us want kids to be able to say no and advocate for themselves.
Absolutely.
And then as kids are like, middle school, high school, what have you, for them to be able to understand bodily processes and how to protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know about you, but in the school I was in, because of George Bush Sr., we got abstinence only education, and we're told to just not have smecks. But I don't know about you, but not many people I know were just like, nah, we don't need that. We're just not going to do that.
Well,
So,
mine was back then like that. Mine was sex education, and it was somebody that did have it. I'm not gonna say what it is, but you probably already know that did have it, and they did a
thank
kind
you.
of like a speech. They'd come in, they talk to you, say they have it. They got to do this, do that, do this, do that to live.
Yeah.
And it was one of the education classes, and yeah.
Now
and
imagine your kids not having access to any of that information and not learning anything at all about that.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna, I teach my kids, but I'm not gonna be able to teach them everything like the school. Like, God, that makes me look back. I did actually learn that, so
Good.
You brought back a memory. But yeah,
Good.
I remember that.
That's awesome. And that's really the important thing, like having age appropriate and inclusive education. That's all that anybody is asking for.
Yeah, basic stuff, I would like to think.
Yeah, I do agree. Now, what about schools that are I don't know if they already have. I heard it from somebody, don't know how true it is. I just it kind of blew over. It went in the ear and out the other ear. But they're going to put different restrooms in schools. If I'm not going to say it,
what do you mean
different restrooms in schools?
What do you mean by different restrooms?
You know how you go to Costco or Walmart or wherever store you go to, and there's a family restroom. There's a male and a female restroom.
No, there's men's and women's restrooms. There's no male and female. Never has been male and female.
Women and men's restrooms.
Or girls and boys,
Yeah.
for
Family
elementary school.
restroom. For the family, but they're going to have another restroom.
Well, I guess that'd
I
be
don't
up
know
to the
what
school
state it
districts. Oh, you're saying it's out of state. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they have to vote on it. I don't know how true it is. I don't know if you heard of it.
So what I can tell you, and just as an aside, as Doug knows, I'm a former educator myself. I used to be a teacher. So what they have done is in a lot of areas, especially in elementary school, there are a lot more instances of bathrooms within the classroom. So that way kids don't have to go elsewhere. They just, you go in and it's like a single stall. You go in and you use the bathroom, wash your hands, you come back in. That way, especially for like kindergarten, first grade, if somebody, let's say, soils their clothing or something like that, if an accident happens, then the teacher can address it in a way that is gentle. Nobody else has to know, and it's very sensitive. Also, in incidents like school pew-pewings, classrooms of kids have hidden in those sorts of restrooms. And it in some cases it's helped, in some cases not so much. But the point of it is those bathrooms are there to make it easier for kids and less traumatic. But the only thing people are talking about is, restrooms that fit people's gender, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are you talking about like a single restroom where they go in there and they're all by themselves?
Yeah. In elementary school, especially in like kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Yeah, and it's in the classroom itself. So you go into the classroom, and then like in the back of the class, there's like a restroom.
They had that at my elementary school, I remember. Yeah, they had single ones. It was exactly that in the back of the room.
so that way, if something, it allows for the kid to be able to use the restroom. And like, if somebody's like, I need to go, they don't have to wait because, you're a little kid. You can't necessarily wait. And there's not this assumption that they're like horsing around or doing something wrong.
Okay.
But that's the only real change. There have been a number of states that have been pushing for things like bathroom bans, so that you would have to go into the bathroom that aligns with the sex you were assigned at birth. And those can be particularly harmful. So those I am staunchly against, because they can cause a lot of harm.
Yeah, for sure.
And bullying and worse. But outside of that, that's really all that's been out there.
So if they try to do something, is that they have to get a vote to vote that in? Is that how that works?
Depends. So like Kansas recently had a bill related to bathrooms, passed in the House, passed in the Senate. No, passed in the House. It's going to the Senate, and that could be enacted to law. And lots of trans people who are in Kansas have been concerned about that, especially related to kids, because it's not safe for them. And the other piece is the bathroom ban in the proposed bathroom ban in Kansas has a bounty associated with it.
Yeah, because that's where a lot of bullying comes in.
I'm sorry, a lot of what?
Bullying.
Bullying, yes.
Bullying. And I believe, I mean, I'm not the one, now politics, yes. I do talk politics with my kids. I'm not going to deny that. But a lot of the kids that they don't know a lot of stuff when they're in school. Their parents teach them a lot of stuff. I think parents are at fault too.
I would agree to that. I think people, and the data shows that people who bully, they usually learned it at home.
Yep. Okay.
And the other thing is when people, when kids are spouting bigoted beliefs, you better believe that they learned that at home. And that's the whole reason why an inclusive education is so important.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of Fox News, and my youngest son, my youngest daughter, they go to school and they come home and tell me, I go, you're not, no, you don't go to school and talk politics or religion to anybody. Just do that with us, just me. That's it. You're fine. Never do that at school. Keep it at home, not at school. Go to school to learn. So they've been doing it now, so it's been better now.
Do you mind if I push back on that just a little bit and explain why? So when people have conversations of religion aside, okay? Religion, I think people are firmly set in their beliefs. And if somebody is open to it and has questions, cool. Otherwise, like for me, as somebody who grew up in the church but is not in the church now, like if somebody wants my opinion, I'll give it. Otherwise, their faith is their faith, full stop. But as it relates to, say, politics, I think that it's not about trying to convert somebody left to right or right to left, but more about there are truths. So like, if somebody wants to have a conversation about, say, well, let's say they think that an election, air quotes, an election was stolen. Okay. Well, there's data around that. There's facts that are indisputable. There are court cases. And having conversations around those sorts of things can lead to more conversations, and people who may have thought one way before might think differently later, not in a your side good, my side bad, but more in a, hey, I didn't know that before.
I do need to wrap this up, though. I do need to wrap this up, though, because I got something at the top of the hour. So if you guys just want to say, like, last closing stuff or any last stuff you wanted to say.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I just believe that parents, parents are, are cause of it too. I mean, I already
Agreed.
know I am on politics. But I mean, that's a hard one. So that's why, I tell the wife, me, I say, hey, if me and you want to talk, just make sure the kids ain't around, because they're like, you know, uh, my brother, my sister-in-law, or my sister, my brother-in-law, I can't stand him. So I talk in front of him, and I did it back when I was in California. I talk about him, and they'd go over there and talk to him, and say what I said to him, or say what I said to them to him. So everything spreads, and I learned to shut up. So
Cool. All right.
Absolutely. Well,
Thanks, Brett.
thank you, Doug, for having me, and thank you, Brent, for being respectful and
no problem.
thoughtful. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys
Yeah, it's
take
very rare here. All right, man. Take care. Okay. All right, Chris. Anything else you want to say?
Just thank you for having me. Thanks for the gifts.
Sure.
Doug, keep being awesome. When are you going live next? Like later today, or?
It might be later today. If not, it'll be in the morning. It'll be in the morning tomorrow. I'll let people know in Discord and all that if it's later today.
Back on.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Chris. Take care. Everybody else, thanks for watching the live. If you guys enjoyed it, click the red follow button on the top left. Make sure everybody in YouTube, if you're watching me on the tube, please subscribe to me. Hit that subscribe button. If you're watching me on TikTok, please go to YouTube and subscribe to me. The link is in the bio. Make sure you guys all join my Discord. The link is in my bio of TikTok. If the link doesn't work, shoot me a message. I'll give you a link that does work. If you don't want to join, you can click on the link, or you can click on my profile picture in the top left of TikTok and join the bulletin board. Okay? Hope everybody... Yeah, and I may be live later. If I am, it's going to be like 6:30, 7 o'clock Eastern time. If I will. Again, I'll let you guys know, okay? If I don't let you guys know, it's not happening. So, anyways, take care. If I don't see you guys later, I'll see you tomorrow. YouTube, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.